All right. What's up, you guys? It's your man D's. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, man. Give it up for your man D's in the building. Real Talk in the building. What's going on? Today, you guys, we got a lot of good topics, man. I appreciate y'all joining me, man. Today, we're going to be bringing in Keemy with the sticks, man. And we're going to be having some, conversation on some, a couple topics that may reach to you personally, man. You may be able to, get something out of this conversation. So without no further ado, let me go ahead and bring Keemy with the sticks up. Keemy, what's going on, bro? What's going on, yo?
Not much. It's another day trying to make it a paradise, but
man, hey. I feel you on that. I feel you. How was your holiday, man?
It was nice. How was yours?
Man, living the dream. And, it's the same thing every year. I had that big Christmas show, man. So I was exhausted.
I was there.
Yeah, I was exhausted, bro. Like I literally lost my hard drive at the last minute and, had to put things back together and like Humpty Dumpty, man. It was crazy, man. But, we got through it and, here we go, man. It's New Year's Eve, man. About to kick it off to 2022.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make some New Year.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about making some t-shirts, man, for the New Year, man. I got some ideas I'm going to run past you later on. But in the meantime,
New Year merch.
Yeah. You New Year merch, man. Try to bring it in, you know what I'm saying? So, man, basically, what we got going on today, man, is we're going to be bringing some topics. You had picked some topics before we started. So let's go ahead and jump into one of your topics. No, before we do that, man, let's go ahead and let the audience know a little bit of something about yourself, Keemy.
Well, you may know me as Keemy with the Sticks, real name Hakeem. About to be 30 next year, the big 30.
Big 30.
Yeah. It's about time to, I don't know what they would call that, stepping into a new chapter of life.
Let's call it your grown man on at that point.
Grown man years.
Yeah, man. Get your grown man on, man.
A lot of things changing, trying to, continue working on myself mentally. That's been a big part of what I've been doing the past 2-3 years. I feel like I'm in a better state now than I was then, which is a bonus.
Yeah, I think give it up, man. Give it up, man.
Little applause for me. Little applause.
Being in a better state is always good, man. I mean, and I guess that's a good segue right into our topic. So we got two topics today, y'all. We're gonna jump into topic number one. Topic number one is basically mental stability as a content creator. Whether you are, doing music, just videos, whatever the case may be, whatever type of niche,
like your passion of choice.
Right. Whatever you got going on, how can you balance, your mental as well as trying to make whatever you're doing a success? So I guess, since this is your topic, I'm gonna let you kick it off, man. How do you think, mental stability plays a part in a content creator's life?
I mean, it's a struggle, first off, because we all got issues daily that we're dealing with, circumstances that some people can understand and other people just want a glimpse into of how you handling that. And I think the content creators out here, you can see it in their content personally, whether they're happy, sad, depressed, it's all going to show in the face of the camera, no matter which way they try and hide it. And all you can do really is put that support out there that they're looking for. That's all they're looking for, is a little support. Somebody that's saying, I believe in you, I like what you're doing, keep doing that.
Man, I definitely believe it. That makes me wonder. I try not to wear my heart on my sleeves, but I know I've had a couple streams where I've been pissed off and I let people know it.
Yeah.
And that's not, some people would say, well, that's not necessarily a good thing. I would say not. I think people, in my opinion, people would rather deal with somebody that's more genuine and more real. And versus somebody who just, throw on the fake smile for the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Through the tears.
Yeah, the crocodile tears and all that old stuff, man. Because to me, part of mental stability, especially as a content creator, is finding a part of yourself, man, and implement it into your work. You know what I'm saying? So by doing that, you know what I'm saying? Because it kills me to be around somebody, you know what I'm saying, that I really I try to stay away from people that I just don't mesh
Don't
with,
vibe
or I feel
with.
like they fake or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, business is business. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to deal with people, when you in a business, especially a business such as stuff that you might not necessarily want to work with. That's even in your everyday work.
Yeah.
You always gonna have some people that you have to work with. That's not necessarily good for your mental stability, I guess.
I got a few coworkers I had to stop associating with just because of their mindset, how they moving, how they acting. The true colors come out eventually, and you just gotta accept it for what it is.
Well, the thing about that is that I actually, it's like I'd rather know where somebody stand. You know what I'm saying? Versus them kind of like, but at the same time, sometimes when people let you know what they really is, man, it just might not mesh with where with what you going, man. Like I get feelings about people, you know what I'm saying? And these days, when you creating content, and like I said, the goal, like most people goals are to get a bunch of likes, a bunch of views and things like that.
Get the numbers up.
Right, get the numbers up.
Watching.
I mean, that's part of the business, and that's part of the mental struggle. What I have found is that I don't panic about that stuff no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been through my role where I was like, oh my God, I need these views. Oh my God, I need these hours. And, and I done did that. So now it's kind of like, it's more so about getting enjoyment out of my content now. I've been out long enough to know, and I'm not going to lie. Each time it surprises me when I meet a fake person or when I meet somebody that's not really about what they're about. You know what I'm saying? It kind of shocks me because I'm like, man, people out here are really still out here. The people out here are really fake like that. And they smile on the camera for people and then be like just about themselves in the backgrounds, man. I don't know. I mean, everybody got to be about themselves. Don't get me wrong, but I found that in this game, it's hard to do that and make it as a small fish.
Yeah, I'm still a small fish, and I started the same way. It's like, oh, I need these numbers, need these views, and I'm like, that don't matter because these people not gonna stick around. Even if you get the numbers, you just put out there what you like, what you enjoy, and you'll find that group of people who really sit there and look at your videos, comment, and all that good stuff, interacting with you pretty much.
Yeah, I mean. It is one of them things like, so for example, I mean, I guess I could use myself for example. So when I first started, my channels, it was about putting out as much content, connecting with as many people as I possibly can, supporting as many people as I possibly can, and trying to help their channel grow. It became that, and listen, I'm not gonna lie, I grew off that. I grew off that niche. But eventually, you know what I'm saying, spreading myself so thin.
Putting all that pressure on yourself.
Yeah, putting all my pressure on myself, putting everybody else's success on my back. And if they ain't, you know what I'm saying, like it was rough, man. I went through a stage to where, like I said, man, and then when you feel like the thing that I had to learn again, and I already knew this, man, I'm old enough to know this, that no matter what you do for people, you can't expect everybody to do that in return. You can't expect everybody to treat you just like you treated them. You can't everybody, even if you are the most loyal person, like I know I'm loyal. If you got these behind your back, man, we rolling. We because this is what I'm about. I'm about doing things together. It's never really always about what I could get at the get-go. You know what I'm saying? It's about helping each other. And obviously anybody that I pair up with, I feel like there's some advantage for your channel and my channel, and maybe for the audience, for us to connect in some type of form of fashion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's never really been about just, oh man, what can I get at you? And there are people out there like that, man. And it's just sad, man. It's sad because I've started to learn you can catch more bees with honey. I mean, if anybody, kind of understand what I'm saying by that, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can, sometimes instead of being all aggressive and, oh, I need this and I need that, like I'm about, getting with people that's about growing and that's about helping each other, man. All this was in it for me and all this. So I try not to deal with people like that if I can avoid it, because, in a sense, everybody feels like they worth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know my worth.
Yeah.
Some people out there don't know their worth. You know what I'm saying?
They feel like they're worth more than what they're getting when they really don't deserve what they think they should be getting at that point in time.
Right. And that shit changes, man. It's like the seasons, man. 1 minute you in, 1 minute you not. It's just like with the, with music and with everything else. One minute you on the top, you got the hottest song, and the next minute, shit, you ain't even in the top 40. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, things can change like the shift of the wind. You know what I'm saying? So making sure that you understand there's going to be obstacles and that you're going to come across these type of people is what I think in my opinion, preparation for being a creator and dealing with these obstacles is the best thing that you could possibly do. You know what I'm saying? And even experience. I mean, had I not experienced some of the things I did along the way, who's to say that I would be into some of the things that I'm into now? A biggest part in my mind as a content creator is evolving. And I've been speaking on that since day one. You know what I'm saying? Don't stick to one thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. If you got something that is working, and you know what I'm saying, that's what you enjoy, that's the aspect that you enjoy.
Yeah, you can evolve that one thing.
Yeah, go with it. But if it's not quite working fully, and you know, so or at the time, or it's what it is right now, it's hot, and then it's like, and then it's hot again. You got to find something to be universal. I always tell people, be universal in your hustle, man. Don't never limit yourself to one hustle, man. Because like, it's just like, if I ever, like, like people like you said, I'm into everything. And the reason why I'm into everything is because there's a moment for everything. One minute, like, right, for example, I was just telling Minnie, and I'm like, shit, now I'm starting to get a lot of attention on the Deesville Network Entertainment, you know what I'm saying, with the shows and the music and stuff. And where I was getting attention at from the games, now that is slack. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not getting that type of attention. But it's like, do I really care? I do.
It's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep up with everything. And
you only focus on so much at a time.
Exactly. I got the print shop up and running now. I started music this year. So although 2021 has been a shitty year in the overall view, but as far as self-improvement, it's been an awesome year for myself, for me. So for
I think that's all that matters.
And right. I hate to see that my daughter got to see all of this stuff that's going on around her, and she'd never be able to experience it. It is crazy. It's at the snap of a finger. From 3 years later, shit is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Who would imagine? So these days, being part of in my opinion, self-training yourself, training your brain for these obstacles and these different peoples and transitions that you're gonna go through is the biggest, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself. Knowing that you might have to deal with this shit, but you still the show must go on, is what I say.
That's everyday life.
You just gotta suck it up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to work with people that you don't want to work with for the greater good. Even in the biggest, villain superhero stories, that's always like that. Sometimes in a story, the superhero and the villain gotta work together for a come and go.
Yeah.
So mentally preparing yourself to be able to do that, and knowing, like, for example, I used to put out 3 videos a day, 7 days a week. If y'all do the math, that's 21 videos. I used to get it in. And it wasn't like I was just putting out a bunch of bullshit, you know what I'm saying? It just, everything I put out was a production, but the fact that I was overworking myself.
Burnout is real.
I felt just like in life, as a black man, and not pulling a race car, I'm just saying in general, as a black man, I feel like I gotta work twice as hard. And it's like that, not only in life, but in YouTube too and shit, because
everything we do.
Everything we do.
Yeah.
Not only do we have to, it's harder to build our audiences, you know what I'm saying, and keep them for that fact of even if we are putting out some of the best and the dopest content that's out there, for some reason, just plain simple bullshit and always seem to make it. I'm not hating on nobody. I'm just saying sometimes, and your mentality, like, I know I'm putting out better stuff. I know I'm doing better things. Why, you get to questioning yourself, like, why am I not getting that attention? And what the hell is they doing? Like, it's not really hating, it's just being real shit. I know for a fact that I'm providing better content than whatever.
Yeah.
So why am I not, so it's like we already got the fight against algorithms versus big fish versus little fish. You know what I'm saying? So those are a lot of things that I have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? You put in an hour or two to editing, and you come to your channel, you like, damn, I only got 5 views on this shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
All that work I just put in and shit.
I be feeling that. So I sat here, got all this nice detail in here, did all this extra work, sat here and picked over. Now I don't like how that looks. Let me go back and change that. You put it up there and ain't nobody looking at it. You like, what the hell?
See, the key for me in that is that at some point you have to do it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree. I
think that's where I kind of switched my focus a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Coming from a person that had big, I used to have big streams and stuff like that. So it is an adjustment, and sometimes it is humbling. You know what I'm saying? To like, damn, like, I was here and now I'm here and now I'm here. But that's life though, man. You ups and downs and shit. So I do it, to me, I do it to enjoy, just for the fact of innovation. Everything that I do, I want to be innovative. You know what I'm saying? I don't never want to do nothing like when people be like, oh, well, this how such and such grew. I don't give a fuck how such and such grew, because what's good for them may not necessarily be good for me. And I want to be different. I want to stand out from those other people. I don't want to do the exact same things Corey Kenshin them did and all that, or whoever's your top YouTuber. I don't want to do the same things they did, because that's their niche.
Yeah, you're supposed to take inspiration from that,
right?
Try and come up with your own ideas,
try to come up
solution
with
to those problems.
Exactly. So it just, being a content creator is all about getting your mental together, and like, even the most together person ain't always together. Like, you know what I'm saying, I'm into so much stuff, man. I am my own worst critic all the time. I beat myself all the time. It's a lot of stuff that take longer for me to release it, because I'm like, I notice the littlest of the things sometimes. But
I'm the opposite on that end, because I'll be like, oh, I'm done. Okay, put it out. Because if I don't put it out, it'll sit there. So you basically, you procrastinate, and so you decide to just, you basically just bypass all procrastination. Let's just get it out there, and then we'll worry about it later. Oh, I still procrastinate. I still do that. That's just that ADHD side of me. Because I'll have this idea. I was like, nope, I can't work on that. Move to the next idea. Nope, I can't do that one either. Oh, this idea seems to work. Let me try that. Put that out there. Even if it's not 100% of what I want it to be. Because if I don't get it out, it'll just sit there in the vault, and I'll be pondering, oh, I should go back and finish that. Yep. Never go back and finish that. Yeah,
I
moved on to something else.
I got plenty of videos right now that I'm like, man, I should have put them out. And I'm like, now I got to figure out. So now I feel like I'm behind, but I get you. So let me ask you this. When, there are days that, it have feel good. Like, every time I do a stream, I tend to feel good. I'm not gonna lie, the videos, I'm more so getting kind of, what I'm saying? It's getting kind of routine when it comes to the videos and stuff like that. But the streams, the live streams and stuff like that, I do love. I more so love this type of form now, because I don't want people to, I don't want the perception, because I play games, that I think life is a game and that people can play with me. You see what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that.
Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? I want people to understand that just because I'm a gamer and I like games, you know what I'm saying? I know life is real, you know what I'm saying? And shit ain't no reset button. So I want people to know that just because I sit back and laugh and play, you know what I'm saying? Even in my old job, I've been playing games since games were fucking created. You know what I'm saying? So that's always going to be a part of me, always. And the fact of the matter is I'm actually a good ass gamer, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty much, I try to be good at everything I do, man. I'm a perfectionist, if people haven't noticed by now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a perfectionist, and I always got to be like, I don't call it keep it up with the Joneses. I call, you know, if somebody come on the block and you got a push-up pop and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna try to come up with the extra deluxe push-up pop. That's just how I am. It's, you know what I'm saying, I you know, I gotta have flair. You know, and most of the time that's where you're able to carry a show or able to, you know what I'm saying, do things, man. You know, like it's a lot of people in this game that's real laid back that eventually is not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So all my peeps, I try to pull that shit up out of, man. Ain't no sense of being all shy shit. I mean, this is what you came for. You came to be challenged. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You came to put yourself out there, therefore, so you can be judged. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, part of that is, like I said, part of your mental stability as a content creator is understanding certain things and being prepared for certain downfalls. Now, how do you handle those rough times? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, like, what do you do to balance yourself? Does it ever come to a time where you feeling like this is too much, or fuck this shit, I'm tired of doing this, or, you know, whatever the case may be? What do you do to handle that? Do you take breaks? Do you, you know, what do you do? Now, people out there, we're going to have a poll as well. This is the first recorded session. Our next one, we're going to try to do live. So we're going to have a poll. You can just go to the Koji link, click on Real Talk with Deeds. And then you'll have, you know, we'll give you some multiple choices, you know, and things like that. So we'll make sure we implement that a little bit more. That's more so for the live shows, you know, but we'll implement that to one of our topics on the recorded topic. So with that being said, let me jump back into Keemy. How do you handle those different times? You know, what are some tips and tricks that you can provide, you know, for people to keep their head up, I guess?
Well, me personally, I try to take some time off, not a lot. I still want to keep putting my stuff out there better, working on my content and evolving. I only been doing this like a year now. It's only been about a year, and I've seen the evolution from my first video to my recent video. Before I wasn't doing as much editing. I chop it here, chop it there, slap it up there. Now I'm trying to get better at that so that can be one of my main skills. But overall, the way I wind down, I simply go see my family, hang out with my kid, talk to my friends, not necessarily make videos with them to put up there, but we'll get online, play some games, crack jokes, have fun.
Right. Just wind down time, right?
Yeah, just take a few hours, watch a movie, eat some good food, stuff like that.
Well, I mean, it's always good to, you know, have tips and tricks. Now, that's the one thing that's the one thing that I have to find a balance in, is because I'm not gonna lie, man. When I started my channel, and it'll be 2 years, man. I can't believe it. This is going on 2 years in March. It'll be 2 years. That's crazy. But like, it was all about business, and to the point to where I was like, if I'm not playing the game if it's not going on my channel. Like, there is no sit back and just play for fun. You know, for me, I didn't actually start doing that until I started playing No Man's Sky. Once I started playing No Man's Sky, it's so grindy, it's so long that I don't want to be recording. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have hours of recording.
Right, like I'll be recording every day, all day, and who want to watch that? So I did find the game like that, because, like, you know, the persona that used to be like, man, I'm finna play this game, not for recording. I'm just finna sit back and relax and play. And what I was thinking, but like, man, I'm wasting all that content, all this time. I've been like, I could play a game I could sit back for 3-4 hours, play the game. And if I ain't recording, I'm like, dude, that's like, that would used to kill my soul, bro. Like, I feel like, damn, that's like, you said 4 hours? That's like, shit, what, 8 shows? Half an hour show? Like, that's how I be thinking. That's 8 hours worth of content that I could have had on my channel.
I was doing that as well.
Now I'm kind of like, you know, the music helped balance that. You know, so like I said, I mean, it depends. Like I said, I got ADHD. I'm very hyper. You know what I'm saying? So I always got to be into something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my mind always have to be occupied on something. I can't just, like, to me, in most cases, the worst thing you can do to me is put me in a quiet, empty room Like just like if me and you just like, me and me be sitting here, and if it's too quiet, man, I'll be like, man, you got to cut the TV on or something. I can't just. I'm one of those people. I got to have something.
You got to fidget. You got to
I got to have something going on, man. I can't just be sitting there just doing nothing. That some people have been able to get their chi, man, and you know what I'm saying, and be, they love that quiet, peaceful. That's why I said I could never probably be no country type of dude and stay out where it's quiet. Or like I'll probably be like I go up north every year, and I stay in the city now. And the only complaint that I got when I go up there is that like it's cool, but it's like at night it be so quiet, too quiet, like to where I can hear every like fucking fish jumping in the water and shit. Like that.
Oh, you don't enjoy that?
I mean, it's not that I don't enjoy it. It makes me paranoid. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too quiet. It's too quiet, man. I can't deal with too quiet. Maybe the noise in some form of fashion soothes me. I don't know what to say. Shit, and maybe people be like, "These, what the hell is you talking about?" We would love to have just that type of peace. But when you grew up in the city environment all your life, it's like you want to get that peace, but when you there, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like when you sleeping and shit like that, it's different. So I mean, it just really depends. Like, so do you stay like in a rural area?
I do now, but I'm like half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah, because most of my people's from the South. They had their own little farms and things like that out there, hunting deer and catching fish. All that.
They're like, "What's for dinner?" "Oh, I got it right here."
I see me. I didn't have to do nothing. You just go down the street, and the white dude from around the corner done caught him a couple deers. Yeah, he done barbecue some deer. You got barbecue deer meat, chopped up, put it on a sandwich. I'm like, oh, I'm good.
Man, I remember the first
black dude around the corner grow watermelons. Bring you a watermelon. I was like, oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Living off the land, man. I would love to. I would love to know how to do something like that. I wish I had a green thumb, y'all. If y'all or whatever, if y'all know what that means being able to plant and grow things successfully.
Yeah.
So I one day, y'all, that's gonna be, and that's the topic for a whole nother story. But as Black people, we need to, people and humans in general, we need to do more of that, being able to know how to live off the land. And that's, like I said, that's a topic for another show, y'all.
Okay.
But just saying that's something good to have access to that to real life, because I know part of my mental stability is eating good. If I don't eat good, I'm off center. So with that being said, ain't nothing like going up to a butcher up north and getting fresh meat that's freshly. Now, if y'all are meat eater, y'all, I'm sorry. If y'all don't eat meat, sorry, my bag. But I'm a meat eater. I love my beef. So it ain't nothing like getting fresh beef. I was
having this conversation a day or two ago about vegans, why they like to try and imitate meat products with the vegetables and soy and beans and all they be.
Burgers and shit.
Not even that. I was looking at some chick's story on Facebook, and she was talking about, I just made some vegan seafood boil. And another chick was talking about, I made some vegan chitlins. I was like, what are y'all doing? Why y'all go through these lengths to try and recreate the stuff that y'all originally? Yeah.
Vegan shit.
I was like, it confused me. Then I had a lot
I've never heard of that.
Me either.
Wow. Is that like, so you want to give up the real thing for something that tastes like the real thing, but it's not
Yeah, that was confusing me.
I don't get it.
Had a discussion with a few of them. It was like, some people do it because they're vegan because they want to fight for animal rights and they don't want to kill the animals, but they still like the taste of meat. And they want to recreate that somehow. And other people, it just went everywhere. I got their points, but it was too much.
I ain't knocking, man. People just gotta know that, when you call yourself something, you can't be like saying you a vegan and then eating like bacon sandwiches once every 7 days or some shit. Like, I mean, I'm a PTV, or what's that, part-time vegan? You a part-time vegan.
It's like, I'm not a crackhead. I only smoke crack once in a while. It's like, all right, whatever you say.
That's what I do, man. So I don't know, man. You will know we tend to get off topics here, but we always come back.
Yeah.
Because it's all with mental stability, man. As a content creator, which is what I am, man, you know, I'm just not a content creator. I'm an artist, man, because, you know, the difference between a person that has a channel and a person that is the channel is that I realize that I can, although I do try to bump some of the newest games all the time, with my channel, I try not to make it about the game. You ain't come to see the game that I'm playing, man. Well, hopefully you didn't. Hopefully you came to see me, the personality, playing that game. And that's why when I go to people's channels, I don't ever be about, oh man, that's a dope game you play. It's all about, oh man, that's what's up. I'm there to support you. You know what I'm saying? Because you are the personality of that channel. I can give a fuck less what you playing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now, unless you just playing something that's super, super horrible, I still, you know, show you, I'm still there for you. So, like I said, getting in tune with yourself and knowing that you are the main reason why people work. You should be making yourself the main reason why people come to your channel. Period. That's gonna keep some of your mental on point. You know what I'm saying? At least in my world, in my experience, knowing that I am the product and not the game. You know what I'm saying? The game is an accessory, like a purse or a hat. You know what I'm saying? I am the main product. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's my game channel, my music channel, the difference between the game channel and the music channel is that everything on the music channel, including me, everything that I say when I do the words and the music is all me. So it's a totally different feeling from just playing the game. You know what I'm saying? So just like now with the t-shirts and the merchandise, that's another. Everything that I'm doing now is all for my mental. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about money. It's to make myself feel better because I'm accomplishing things that most people may not be able to accomplish or choose not to even try to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? I'm breaking those barriers and I'm taking chances on myself, which in the end is making me feel awesome. Like every day, like man, every day and shit. When people be like, man, D's doing this or I'm doing this, and man, you making this, and now I'm able to do something that I said a year ago. I said I was gonna provide merchandise for my peoples, my inner circles. So people thought I was just blowing smoke and shit, and a year later, here I am, got the merch shop up and running. Same thing with the music. And that's not even bragging. That's just telling y'all that when you believe in yourself, even when nobody else believes in you. And believe me, I thought I had a lot of believers. A lot of people dropped off. But the twos and fews that I got, those people, man, get me through fires, bro. Like those ones that's always there, no matter what shit, the ups and downs, and still stick around and shit. Those are the people that get me through the fire. So I'd rather have a bunch of twos and fews than millions of what ifs and have-nots and shit like that. If that make any sense, I'd rather have. You know what I'm saying? That realness, you know, over anything. So
I had to change my mentality from that as well, because I went through a lot of that when I was little. It's like, yeah, I want to play video games, work on computers. They're like, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's stupid. I was like, man, if I would have kept up with that, you know how far I'd be ahead right now. It's just a young age. I'd have been pulling computers apart. This don't work. Why is this not working? Let me figure this out.
Yeah. You know, that's what, man. I fixed my pop's radio in this car, man. That's the first time he knew I was gonna be one of them, you know. And I'm a do-it-yourselfer, man, by far. Like I will, especially when it comes to anything like electronic or something like that. I try to do everything myself, and that's why I've always been an entrepreneur on paper, y'all. And what I mean by that is that even though I wasn't doing the necessary steps to make it official, I've always been innovative and entrepreneurial in the things that I've done. Now I'm just now getting to the grown-up side of it and making it official. I've always been doing this since day one, man. I used to, when I went to school, I got, when I got my degree in information technology and stuff like that. So I paid my dues. Even with that, before I had my degree, I started fixing people's computers, man. I got me some business cards. I was handing them out. while I was in school, and you know, some of my homies, they could attest to this, man. I was literally making decent money fixing computers, man. I go pick up your computer, bring it back, and your shit be good. Bring it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, this was before I had a business, or even before I graduated school, or any of that, man. That's what I'm saying. I always found some way to be universal in my hustle, man, and don't never be dormant. Because like I said, once you figure out, once your mind soak in and tell yourself that, man, it ain't nothing beyond this, that's when it starts to go downhill. Like when you start asking yourself, like, man, is this it? Is this it? This all I got? Like, you got to keep yourself fresh and everything you do fresh, man. I mean, that's the best way I can say it.
See, I wish I had that mindset when I was younger. I was just being a menace to my mom. She'd lock the computer up, and I'm over there making CDs, would rewrite the passwords and putting passwords on the BIOS system before I even knew what a BIOS system was. Mm-hmm. She had to call my aunt. How do you remove this lock?
Like, I done did something, I don't know what I did, but it just sounded good. It said put in the password, and I don't know. I forgot. Man, I remember those days. But see, that's what I'm saying. You know, being curious, man. I know they say curiosity kills the cat. I get it. I get it, but I don't necessarily agree with that statement all the time. Because some of the biggest things in the world that's happening, and transitions and changes in life, whether it's yourself or everything around you, comes from curiosity. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's one of those sayings. You be like, yeah, I can see how it can, you know what I'm saying, in certain situations, if you be nosy and you just continue to find, you might find out something you don't want to, but don't no good thing come out of, you know, like one of my biggest sayings is, closed mouths don't get fed.
Just like me, like the saying, ignorance is bliss. Like, I never understood that. Because you just stay in that ignorance, you are just pretty much prone to all the disasters just raining down on top of you.
I guess they mean ignorance is bliss because shit, you ain't gotta pay attention. Like, I mean, in my frame of mind, I guess with dealing with certain things, like how, you know, I've always worked at home and been a homebody, so me staying away from people is not hard at all. That shit is not. That for me. Fucking piece of cake. You ain't asked me twice. You know what I'm saying? But like, for, you know, and I guess in my mind and to other people's minds, they be like, well, just because you're not out there dealing with it, you know what I'm saying, you in your own bubble. This is what I call my own bubble. So I feel safe, nice, and cozy in my own bubble. So technically, ignorance is bliss, because although
the ignorance, okay,
yeah, because I know what's going on out there, but I choose not to deal with it.
Yeah, not to pay attention to it.
You know
okay.
I ain't gonna really say pay attention, but I know, like, you know what I'm saying, I do the precautions and take everything I need to do to make sure I'm safe, and I've been safe for this amount of time, and I see those that don't do what they need to do. I see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily bliss, but I think
more like a protection layer, pretty much.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I was talking to, you know, I know people that be like, man, fuck that, I'm just gonna live my life, man. I ain't shit, you gonna die or something and shit. But then they coming back around and talk to us about smoking and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you know, it's the same, it's the same thing, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't take something and that's the same saying and use it for your benefit on this end, but the same type of scenario. Oh, well, no, I don't mean that in that instance. That's something different. Nah, man, shit, like, you right. People are right. We gonna die someday. But, however, if I know a fucking train coming across that motherfucking track, and I know I got to get across there, and I know if I go across there and I know the train coming, I'm gonna get hit, why would I go out there? There's a chance, there is a 0.01 whatever 001 chance that I'll make it across the track. But why would I take that chance unless I'm being chased or unless I got to? You know what I'm saying? So I guess my point is like, dude, what the hell are you saying? We don't know. We lost you. What are you saying? I mean, wait, hold on, y'all. Let me explain. What I mean to say is, why would I put myself in a situation if I know that I can avoid unnecessary conflict?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I don't think people are taking that mentality today. They more so like that first topic with me and Lush, when they were, or the DNA one, forcing people to do DNA tests. Although they might not even hurt them, they probably don't even care about taking it. But the fact that you said you're gonna force them to do something is when they're gonna be like, nah, make me then. You know what I'm saying? Some people just got that. Even if it's right for them, they don't want nobody telling them what to do.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad. I mean, some people find it hard to take advice and shit like that. So I don't know, man. I just think that we're gonna come back to the conclusion that people have to know themselves in order to know how to deal with their mental anguishes, and mental inconsistencies, because we all got mental inconsistencies. I don't think my frame of mind is always consistent. I slip up. Like, I may be telling y'all this, you stay grounded, focus on yourself, don't worry about people hating on you. But there are days where that shit get to me. You know what I'm saying? There are days where I be feeling like going out on people, man. Like, because I'm the most upfront person you could, like, I don't play games at all. Like, but being able to adjust that has been my journey through this. YouTube has made me have to humble myself, man, a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot, because public, public perception is everything. And you know what I'm saying? I try to get it to people straight, but sometimes, all the time, man, you can't handle the truth. Yeah, it's one of those type of things, you know what I'm saying? So everybody got to have one of these moments. Keemy, I'm just gonna keep it real. It's all about me. I know what I need to do for myself, because I gotta do it. They gotta have that epiphany moment, man, and can't nobody bring it to you, unfortunately.
I say most people know what their traumas is. They just don't want to stand up and face those traumas. I agree that therapy does help. It should be recommended to a lot of people, but a lot of people know what's traumatizing them. They just don't want to face the music of it.
They don't want to face it because the truth hurts sometimes, man. That's
so they need a therapist to sit down and tell them, well, maybe you should try and face this. They just need some reassurance that, hey, you got to do it if you want to get better.
Right.
It's the only way you're going to get better.
What do you say to those people that can't, that don't want to go to, I don't know, a therapist per se, or whatever the case may be? What do you say to those people?
I don't want to go to a therapist. That's tough to say, because some of those people could be socially awkward, don't know how to open up to another individual. A lot of us have been told what happens in the home stays in the home. You don't tell nobody about it, so they carry that
business to yourself.
They carry that with them through their whole life and don't know how to let those emotions out. To those people, I just say, you try some meditation. Then people usually equate it with clearing. Yeah, they usually equate it with clear. In my opinion, they equate it with clearing the mind, but in reality, you can't clear all the thoughts in your head. The point of it for me is to sit down and focus on one thought.
Yeah,
sit there.
The one that's fucking you up the worst.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I agree with that.
Sit there and figure out why this is bothering you. That is the point to me of meditation at the most. So sometimes you'll uncover a lot just sitting there focusing on why this is bothering you. You'll dig back through. Yeah, you'll dig back through stuff you thought you forgot about. It's like, nah, you just block it out for a moment. It's gonna come back and get you one day.
Well, that's the hardest part for me, man. I like I said, I get angry, man. Like, I you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just things get me in my, I'm not gonna lie, man. Things get me in my feelings and shit, man. But for me, it's either a double-edged sword. And like I said, because this is real talk, I couldn't be not real with y'all and call it real talk. There are days that sometimes certain bullshit knock me off my square, man, for a split second. Like, I get stunned. I be like, man, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? I get in that mood, like, man, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a feeling of, like, I can't believe this shit. And then it takes me a minute to get grounded. You know what I'm saying? I sit, and it's usually Minion probably at the grunt of the most of this shit. I sit back and be like, man, I can't believe this such and such happened. Well, what the hell? Like, how could people be like that? And, you know what I'm saying? And she kind of, you know, basically the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the fucked up part about it is like, if you really care about what you do, you can't give up. You know what I'm saying? No matter how, because like I've been here on 2 years, man, and I've seen people channels just disappear. You know what I'm saying? Like in the 2 years that I've been here, I was just telling Minion the other day, like most of the people that I start coming up with, and I'm not starting to see them no more. People aren't doing this. They done threw in the towel. They went through the phase, and I know they letting people out. A lot of they got to do with people. They done let people out again. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, y'all might. And I don't even think no matter how bad shit get, they ain't finna put people back in no more. That's over. I don't think I don't see that happen because like that's a whole nother topic. Sorry, y'all. That's what happened on Real Talk. Think of something that's juicy, and you be like, "Oh, I want to hit that topic," but I can't hit that topic right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch gears. We've established that mental stability is very important especially when you're a content creator or whatever you're doing, working, whatever, especially being a father. Your mental stability is gonna be very important, and I guess that's the perfect segue into our next topic, which is being a father in today's world. What are the trials and tribulations? What are the obstacles? How do you handle that and keep your mental intact, especially if you're a content creator and you working and you a parent and you got other people that's looking at you, depending on you. Like, I know he gonna say today. He always say today. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he do. You know what I'm saying?
That's bad. He's looking out for me.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You got those type of things. What are some of the things that you find it hard, Keemy, to deal with being a father these days?
See, this is the question that I brought up because I'm new to this game. My daughter, she's only 2. She's been here 2 years. She doesn't want or need for much right now. So I'm just like, in these later years, when she really starts developing, speaking well, asking questions, how do I go about and answering these questions? Because right now I'm just, oh, she's so cute, buy her a nice little outfit, put her some clothes on.
I know, I get it.
Grab the cheeks, mush him, kiss the face. That's where I'm at right now in this phase. And it's tough for me to ask these questions because I'm not sure what questions to ask, especially being a girl dad.
Yeah, I got girl, and that's what I'm saying. Me too. So let's take it from different spectrums because, as they get older, they become less responsibility, but more of a headache. I can tell you that much. You love them hard, but when they start getting opinionated, and let's start at the beginning. Coming from the stage where you at 2 years old.
Yeah.
2 years old that's the age where you kind of molding your child, man. You know what I'm saying? You molding your child, and like I said, you learning yourself, especially if this is your first one.
Yeah.
The difference is that when I raised my 2-year-old, we could go to the park. They could go to the swing, whatever the case may be. They could grip things. Today is a different world. So my thing is that I feel for a lot of people who have young kids now. My youngest is about to be 10 years old. And I feel for her, especially in these days, because it's things that I gotta say no to a lot. It's a lot of things we can't do. I have to use my better judgment, school activities, things like that. Shit is so bad out here that I have to say no to a lot of things, man. And it's not because I'm a Grinch or by a humbug. It's just because I know we take precautions, but everybody don't. And I have to think responsibly. So sometimes I feel like I kill fun. You know what I'm saying? Like more so than our parents did. It's almost like a big thing in my day was being able to go outside and ride our bikes and do things like that. Now you still could do things like that now, but it's just different. It's more dangerous now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's these times is different from when I come up. So to think about being a father in today's world, there's a blueprint that was out there for years as far as being fathers and parents, for the most part, for years. Well, that blueprint just got thrown out the window a couple years ago. So now we are winging it, even the ones that have got experience. So even though you got a 2-year-old and I got kids that are older, some that are an adult, you know what I'm saying? It's still all new to all of us. You know what I'm saying? No one, you know, imagine parents, they got kids that are still at home right now, and it's going to be harder for them to get their own places and things like that. So a lot of parents are dealing with grown kids at home. You know what I'm saying? A parent have to be put in a position to where like before this, you could be like, man, get your ass out there and you get this, and this is how you do it, and this is how you do it. Now it's not so easy to do those things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as a parent now, in these days, you gotta be like, man, you gotta be so absorbent, so accepting. You can't even use the normal disciplinary measures that we used to, you know, that I came up on. You know what I'm saying? You got
spankings and pops and all of that.
You know, and you gotta, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest, man. I think that's what was wrong with a lot of people out here. They ain't got their ass whooped, man. I'm even keep it real. I'm even keep that shit real. I look, man, y'all can agree to disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? But I know what a nice ass whooping got me. I used to hate that shit, but
you learn not to do that again.
I learned not to do that shit again, and that's what's wrong with people these days, man. That's why they pussified out here, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got so many weak ass people doing weak ass stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Because didn't nobody check their ass in the get go, and they never learned this shit and all this old timeout and all this old bullshit. That's the topic for another. Look, man, y'all see all these good topics that's popping up in the middle of a conversation? That's why they call this real talk. So I'm check marking those topics, and we're gonna make sure we come back to those. But my point is that you and I right now, even with my experience, is still the same. I mean, yeah, true, I know some things, I've seen some things, but
who is that?
There's no blueprint for what we got going on these days. There's no blueprint for a parent to be able to, you know, how do we tell our kids, oh, you can go out there and be anything you want, man. You know what I'm saying? You can go. It's hard to say that shit. That it's hard to even say go to college is gonna make a difference these days. These days, it's hard to say that. You know what I'm saying? And we was born and bred that. Oh man, go get your degree. And I'm not saying that it doesn't help some people, but these days, man, like, and this is my personal opinion, and from others, and me speaking to other people that's on the other side that is looking, that's hiring people, man, they don't give a fuck about this shit these days. Not like they did, let's say, 8 years ago.
Like they do, and at the same time they don't. Some jobs is like, oh, you fresh out, you still need 6 years of work. It's like, bro, I haven't even had a job yet. How do I get this 6 years? So now I see a lot of them are just, hey, I'm gonna go be entrepreneur, influencer, start my own stuff because I can gain this experience and keep building my finances
exactly
as fast as I want to, or can, or able to at this time, than sit here and try to work ground up for you to not give me much of anything.
I'm just gonna tell y'all now, from a person who's seen my father work his whole life and just now about to get ready to retire and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? To the point, you know, now at the age where he getting sore, and now, you know what I'm saying, is he really going to enjoy retirement? To the person that me, I've already established, I'm not going to work all my life like that. You know what I'm saying? Not for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? You know, the best advice that I could give for today is that for being a father in these days is to try to teach your kids how to be independent. You know what I'm saying? Self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? No longer train our kids that you should be fucking giving hours and hours and hours of your time to somebody else for the benefit of their business, when you got the brains and brain power to come up with something that is yours and that you can dictate how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And whether I'd rather be making less money but working for myself than making a lot of money and miserable at work all goddamn day. And that's the best as I can say it. So that's my contributor to fatherhood these days. Now, whether these kids gonna listen or not, because kids feel more entitled these days, man. Like I said, my raising is different than your raising, and by far different than my kids' raising. Things are handed to kids these days on a silver platter. Silver platter. They basically don't barely got to live a finger for nothing. And that's partially because we grew as parents. We vowed that we gonna try to make these kids' lives better than what we had. Right? Because that's evolution, right? That's evolving. But I think some parents take it too far. I'm just gonna tell you that shit.
Well, from what I see on my end, looking through the telescopes, that people say that, oh, you got it better than what I had. It's like, nah, it looks like it just repeats itself every few decades. It's like, oh, back then we had to fight the wars. Like, we didn't have how many wars in the past 10 years? Yeah, so we had to do this. It's like we have the same roadblocks. The only difference is the technology is better and we have the internet.
At least that was an enemy that you could see, though.
Yeah.
So now these days we got an enemy we can't even see, and that's what I mean by dealing with. This generation has to deal with something that nobody really ever has had to deal with, something on this level. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said sometimes, like, I am really proud of this generation on so many levels, and I'm still disappointed on some levels too, but
I agree.
I am very proud of this generation for being the ones to take stands. I think this generation is quick to be like, fuck that. I like that. I like that. I like that they like, man, ain't nobody just sitting at home like, man, they quick to be like, nah, fuck that. I like that.
I like that as well, but they just doing it to everything now.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even give it a chance.
Nah,
fuck that. Yeah.
So, like I said, but I am a proud, because I know my generation, we could have did more. You know what I'm saying? But we was bred to survive, man. Keep your head down, move straight, work your job, raise your kids, go to church, go to school. That's what, but those aren't the same. I mean, the core values are the same. The way you go about getting those are different these days. You know what I'm saying? So, and I guess that's normal. I just don't think that, even with all the things that's happened in the past, I think this generation, especially with like inflation and shit, like, this is gonna be
inflation is ridiculous,
man. That's another topic. I like how, you know what I'm saying, the budget shows and shit I be watching, and I'm about to start making me some Dollar Tree runs and all these runs in a minute. Like, shit. Like, real talk.
Don't eat the steaks.
Man, I was telling, I be watching them, they be coming over, and I didn't even know Dollar Tree had stuff like that stuff no more. Like, you know what I'm saying, I haven't been, it's been a while since I've been to those type of stores, you know what I'm saying? And these days, shit, like, I'm gonna give you an example, man. I went to a store that I normally go to, and I got a set amount of things that I get. I'm very kind of predictable. A lot of the things that I get, it's usually the same shit over and over again, right? So when I go to the store, I know if I got one cart or two carts filled up, around about the price is gonna be. So normally I get two carts. This time I went and got one cart, so I'm figuring, like, I got one cart. There's no way, this is probably gonna be, this amount of money. Man, I went and it was almost the same amount as if I would have had two carts. That's how much food has risen. And it's like, they slowly do it to you. You know what I'm saying? They slowly, if you ain't
don't notice it,
those prices, you ain't gonna notice it until you get to that damn register. And that's what happened to me. I was like, what the?
So I've been like that too. It's like, you just going to buy the essentials. It's like $60. I'm like, bro, this should be like $30 at the most. What is happening?
So your original calculations, y'all can throw that shit out the window. But I mean, to me, like, being a father is hard, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I feel like and people are like, what, you want to pat on the back? No, it's not that. I love an attaboy, because, to be perfectly honest, it's hard being a good dad. It's hard, y'all. If y'all think that shit is easy and to hang in there, You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, that's what we're supposed to do, but not everybody do their job. It's just like when you got some co-workers that work with you, they do their job good. You know what I mean? They might not do their job better than you. So it's hard, man, especially these days, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't even threaten, like, you know what I mean? Like, you feel bad and shit. Like, you be like, you get your shit together or you getting the fuck out. Like, it's hard saying that these days.
Yeah, because
you see what I'm saying? Like,
how they gonna make it? It's tough out here now. It's way different.
And you'll feel horrible because, like, they literally might not make it out there in these days and times. And it's like, dude, so now all our fucking threats that got taken away. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't, what do we do now as parents and shit? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know, man. I just know it's hard to be a parent these days, man. And if you are doing it and being successful and your kids are growing up to be, you know, good decision-making people, they staying out of trouble, man, you did your job. If they not in jail and they able to get them a job, you know what I'm saying, and they're not the most disrespectful, because it's a lot of disrespectful kids out here and shit, man. Disrespectful, just, it's not, no respect for adults. It's sad, bro. It's sad. Like, what? Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. You call one of your kids and they say, what? I don't know. I know. I've heard people that accept that. I don't accept that. I'm from the old school, man. You know what I'm saying? When I call you, you don't say what, you say yes.
Yes, ma'am. No,
yes,
ma'am.
Right.
That's my grandma.
What?
That's my grandma. You can't even say, huh? Like, what you said? I mean, right. Yes, ma'am.
Man, I miss that old school logic, man. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely miss that old school logic, man. But if you there and you present in your child's, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give all y'all parents and fathers that are there, thinking thin, especially in these days, taking care of business, man, and still trying to raise your kids. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely feel like you need a pat on your back these days, man. You need an attaboy, man, because shit, somebody need to know this and pay attention. Because the kids damn sure they ain't fucking appreciating us like that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, you don't know it yet. You ain't seen it yet. Oh man, just wait. You gonna fucking get your heart and soul and no appreciation. Now you guys, it's gonna be some good times, but it's gonna be a whole lot of times that you're gonna be like, man, I did all of that, and you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna appreciate it. But as long as you know, your satisfaction is the fact that you know you did it the right way. That's gonna be your satisfaction.
I'm expecting that to come. At the same time, I'm trying to teach her as well. Like, don't expect handouts all the time just because you are or going to grow into a woman.
Yeah.
At the same time, you still have to have that motivation that if I could do it by myself, might as well do it by myself.
I definitely want it, especially in girls. You know what I'm saying? You know, girls, ladies, you know, teacher, don't let nobody put their fucking hands on you. Like, it's a lot of things, especially these days, that you got to, you know, make sure you put females up on, man. Like, it's a lot of things, man. But
because she only 2 right now, and I'm already speaking to her like you probably don't understand, but you'll get it. I'm gonna just keep saying it until eventually you get it. And her mom is like, why do you talk to her like that? It's like, because eventually she'll understand what I mean.
She will. You know, you got 18 years, man, technically, and these, if anything, you know, let's just say y'all give it an extra 3 years in today's society. 21 is pretty much where you got that amount of years to kind of mold these kids and get them ready for them to be out on their own. You know what I'm saying? So like, as a parent, I know I started to see it, like, you know what I'm saying, they got 10, like, damn, I only got, you know, like my daughter's 10, man, I only got like maybe about 11 years, man, to prep her for this world. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that she point her mental on point, you know what I'm saying? She can recognize bullshit, you know what I'm saying? All of that. I gotta make sure she ready for all of that, know how to pay bills and make sure she know how to cook, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. And as a father, I feel like those things, especially the cooking thing, y'all listen, teach y'all kids how to cook, man. We had home ec in my day. Home ec, wood shop, all of that good shit. So we learned how to do that directly in school. That was the biggest thing that they did, in my opinion, was take that shit out of the school.
We had home ec too, but we didn't learn nothing because we had that we was that one terrible class, and our home ec teacher was a bit of a pushover, so they just be in there
Oh, that sucks, bro.
acting a fool, and the teacher in the classroom crying and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay. I look back on it, I was like, yeah, my school years was wild.
Man, I'm trying to but that's another thing, and that's another topic that we're gonna get into, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you prep, and more important things are important for longevity. But I mean, I think we touched bases on a little bit of everything, man. That mental stability has a lot to do with how you carry yourself on your channel. You know what I'm saying? Knowing yourself, knowing that things may not always go the way you want to, and being able to adjust on the fly for those things, and being able to balance keeping yourself happy, because like I said, you got your kids looking at it. As a father, you got your kids looking up to you to make the right decisions and lead them and teach them into making the right decisions. And as well as you got to make the right decisions for your channel and keep yourself healthy. Keemy did mention, he said, make sure you take breaks, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that people have to this day, they still gotta beat me on my D's. Why don't you take a break? Take a week off, take a day. I feel like I sleep when I'm dead, y'all. That's just my mentality. That's how I feel. But sometimes my body like, nah, man, we don't agree with that. So
I see some people just taking breaks and never come back. Like some of the people I like watching, I was like, bro, what happened to you? You just disappeared. I ain't seen you in like 4, 5, 6 months. What happened?
Man, I disappeared for 3 weeks, bro, and it seemed like it was forever.
I did that too. I was like, dang, I need to put something out there. People gonna forget about me.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like I said, but now I'm more comfortable with it. I'm okay with taking a week or 2 off. You know what I'm saying? I think that makes people anticipate what I got a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And it just gives me a better peace of mind. Eventually I'll be pushing out more once things get to rolling. But for right now, man, I'm doing what I'm enjoying. You know what I'm saying? Doing, and I'm not trying to make it like a job. So final verdict. What do you say as a wrap up? Being a father in today's world and managing mental stability as a content creator. If you had to wrap up or describe how that works hand in hand real quick, how would you do that before we go ahead and head out?
I would say it's a difficult job, but it is a job that can be done, especially if you want it. It's me, I've been wanting to make YouTube videos since like 2009, attempted 2010, 2013, didn't have like the finances and the mental mindset of, hey, I could do this. I was just out here testing the waters.
Right.
But at the same time, to put that into the box with taking care of your family and making sure they're okay, sometimes, yeah, you do have to take that break to make sure your outside is right before you can just keep putting in the hours on other stuff. It don't make no sense if everything around you is being destroyed while you still sitting here. I can make it just a little bit more. If I touch it, everything will be all right. It's like you don't know if you're gonna touch it today, tomorrow, 3, 4 years down the line.
Man, I agree. I definitely agree, man. I'm gonna touch bases, so I feel like I'm gonna piggyback right on what Keemy said, man. Finding that balance, and like I said, like on the last Real Talk with Miss Frugal, balance is one of the hardest things to find, man. Balance taking care of yourself, your well-being, as well as not neglecting your responsibilities and your goals. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, not focusing too much on your goals and forgetting about your family. So, it's almost like a tree. We got to make sure that we get all our branches trimmed evenly. And like I said, there's gonna be an adjustment period, man. But the better that you balance, what I find, and the better that you prepare yourself for these obstacles, the better your mental will be. Ultimately will affect everything else beyond that, with family and your channel and everything else.
Especially when we're still in pandemic, ain't no telling when this going in. This could last for another 2-3 years.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man.
It's already been what, 2 years now?
2 years, bro. 2
Yeah.
years. And like I said, it's always something new. But once again, that's a topic for another. So the next show, y'all, we might do live. I don't know what the topic's gonna be then, but I try to record and get one recording out just to see how it goes. So I think we had a good time, man. Keemy, I appreciate you stopping by. You guys make sure you go ahead. If you have not checked out the Deesville merch shop, you need merch for your channel, man. You got a logo, or you need logos or introductions or intros or music, man. Come on, at your boy Deez, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make sure that I get you your Real Talk t-shirt too. So the next show you'll be prepared. You know what I'm saying? You get your Real Talk t-shirt on deck. And you know, like I said, if you need, you know, anything for y'all channels, man, let me know. I'm gonna be doing a video pretty soon for the merch shop. We got some new items coming out, some new logos coming out, hoodies, hats, beanies. Man, we trying to do a little bit of everything, man. So make sure you look forward to that. Make sure you go ahead and check out Deesville Music every Saturday night. Every Saturday night. We changing the time to about 7:30, 8 p.m. And so I think that's the part of time where it kind of start jumping. So I think I'm gonna start doing that, you know, a little bit later, because I be fucking 2 hours in, and then everybody start hopping in like Keemy, hop in when I'm about to hit it.
My bad.
And then I got to keep the show going. So I'm gonna start that a little bit later. And make sure you go ahead and check out the story time with these. That's actually going to be a real thing. I'm in the making of getting with people who are actually writing books and stuff, so I'll be able to read their content without having to worry about copyright issues and stuff like that. So be looking forward to that, man. And be looking forward to these real talks, man. These real talks is going to keep going. I'm going to be having different guests eventually. But like I said, right now, Keemy going to be rolling with me. Keemy, we got to get you on Deesville Music Show. So I'm going to talk to you about getting you on that. So we can introduce some music and get some of that popping.
Okay, I need to step out of my box. I done got comfortable in there. I'm trying to.
Man, that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm trying to do is get people out their box, man. So like I said, you keep doing what you're doing. If you have not checked out Keemy with the Sticks, please make sure you check him out. You know what I'm saying? His channel, his link is gonna be in the description. Matter of fact, hold on. Did I already did Deez think ahead of time? Let me see, man. I feel like Deez would have thought about that ahead of time, but apparently things didn't go quite exactly like I planned. So I guess they gonna call Deez a liar. I could have swore I put it on there, man.
Hey, if it's going perfect, something is wrong.
Bow, I did. See, I told you. Give it up for your man Deez. Give it up for your man. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I'm the hardest working host in the game, man. Y'all already know I'm your host, Deez. The hardest working host in the game. Keemy the Sticks. You know what I'm saying? Keemy with the Sticks, man. I appreciate you coming by. If you have not checked them out, make sure you check them out. And then make sure you come check them out on the network. You're gonna be back, right? He's gonna be on another show, man. Give it up for Keemy. I appreciate y'all hanging out, man. I'm your host, Deez, the hardest working host in the game. That's me. Catch you on the next episode.
Peace.